morning everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, or good night, depending on when you're doing this workout. But you're very welcome, whatever the time of day it is, whatever day you're choosing to do this, or if you're with me and it's Tuesday morning, 10 a.m, you're very welcome. My name is Julie and I'm delighted to be with you again this morning for a wonderful full body work, strengthening core workout of Pilates. So I want you just to come into your neutral position. I want your feet and your ankles, your knees, your hips just all to be in line. So your knees are soft, and I want you just to think of rocking your body weight forward into the toes and into the heels. So just let your body sway, just as if you are a tree in that gentle breeze or that hurricane wind that we've had during the week, and just rock your body forward and back. And then I want you to take it deeper, bend the knees and just tilt your hips forward. I'll turn to the side in a moment so you can see. Your arms are level with your shoulders, and just rock forward. And as you just increase the rock forward into the toes and then back into the heels, just push your hips back behind you. So as you warm the ankles, as you warm the knees, as you warm the glutes and the shoulders, I want you to think, so I'll turn to the side, you keep going, of just rocking a little bit further forward, really lifting your heels and holding for a moment and then pushing those hips back, really working into those glutes. So as you come up, this time you can increase the arms up overhead, really lengthening through the fingers, the toes, rocking forward. Chest is open, chest is high, shoulders away from the ears, crown of the head is lifted up. Now on your next one, I want you to hold it up. So we're really firing up your core, your abs, your arms are close into your ears, fingers are to the ceiling. Really think of the whole of the length of the body. And then as you drop those heels, drop down, lowering into your chair position, really taking those hips back, a nice flat spine, really feel the whole of the length of the leg, the back, all opening up. Excellent. Now just hold it here, arms out in front of you, and just slowly, as if you're just sliding your backside up and down a wall, just slowly pulses. Really feel it in the front of these thighs, firing them up. Excellent. You stay in that position. I'm just going to turn. Now hold it here. I want you to open those arms, squeeze your shoulder blades back, really opening into those lats, opening the back and squeezing into the chest. Excellent, guys. Brilliant. Well done. One more and hold. Lift your chest up. Bring your hands up to the ceiling. Now I want you to bend your knees, and I want you just to think of dropping your whole of your body weight and then lifting up. So actually just warming up the back. The knees can straighten as you lower. So bend your knees, come down, and then straighten, and then bend and bring up. We're just really working into the neck, the ankles, the knees. It's like a rag doll. Just really, and as you come forward, push your hip bones forward, really stretching your abs, stretching your belly, the whole of the back. Now staying on this next one, down and hold. Now you can straighten those legs, get a lovely hamstring stretch. Just tuck your little fingers under your toes and just rock into that same little rock forward and back. Just release the hands to the elbows, just really lengthening the full of the hamstrings. Excellent. And then soften the knees, slowly coming up, one vertebra at a time. Just bring your hands to your hips, and I want you just to think of isolating. So just isolating at the hips, just think of the whole of the rotation. Imagine that you have some little small hula hoop, and then change direction. So you're really working into those obliques, warming the waist, the hips, everything. And then I want you just to come into the neutral position, and I want you to tilt and push. So just pelvic tilts forwards and back. So just rotating the hips forward and back, really warming the pelvis, the hips, the glutes, and hold it here. Lovely, well done. Bring your hands up to the side of the head. Knees can be soft, toes facing forward, your weight in your heels, and I want you just to squeeze. So same side, squeezing the elbow down towards your hip, working more into your waist, into your obliques, also into your back. Excellent. Really squeezing down into the side of the body. Head is between it. Now holding here, reaching one hand down towards, reaching the other vertical up, and then lean a little bit further over. Take it over to the side. Palm is facing down. Now look up if you can see your arm. Take it back further. Just grab hold of that wrist. Stretch a little bit further and come up. Excellent. So hands back to the head, and we'll just rotate into the other side. So as you do this, guys, keep your neck in line with your spine. Keep the gaze of the eyes facing forwards. Keep your chest open. Elbows pointing either side. And remember, you're that little bit of ice cream between the sliders, the wafers. So just keep everything really, really flattened. Now holding over here, reach down with one hand, reach up with the other. Hold that side bend, stretch, and then take it over a little bit more, lengthening this whole of the side of this waist, reaching across, and stretch. Well done. Oh, lovely. Okay, so now I want you to stay in this position, but I want you to bring one arm up into that L shape, into that 90 degree. The other hand is coming to your hip. So I want you to lift the leg, and I want you to take it behind you, and as you do, stretch up and then bring it back. So rotate, and you can turn your hips, so you're getting a full rotation as you step back, stretching up the side of the body and then bringing your elbow down. So you're reaching up, working into the shoulders with your stretch, and really working into the inside of these thighs, into your bottom, as you rotate into the waist, the whole. In fact, this movement is amazing because you're getting every single part of the body working really focused. Lovely, guys. And one more. Now take your foot back behind you, your arms straight in front. Okay, so I want you to think of lowering and maybe stand this way so you can see you're getting a nice calf stretch, okay? Now, keeping that back heel, toes both facing forwards. I just want you to open so your palms are facing in towards each other, and I want you to rotate. So as you do, feel, now hold here, pause for a moment, get a lovely stretch all down that glute, working into this arm, side of the waist, the foot of the shoulders. Now don't worry if you can't stretch the whole way back. You're really feeling this. Now holding this one here, reach a little bit further. Keep this back leg straight if you can. Get a lovely stretch all down the back of that leg, your waist. Excellent. And bring it in. Okay, I want you now to think of bringing the back leg up off the floor, so you're on your tippy toes. You can bring your hands here first of all so you can see. Chest is open. We're just going to lift and lower. So option to modify is to set your toe down, or just to continue with the leg lift, up and down. Now your arms can come up. Remember, when you lengthen the levers, you're really challenging your core, your balance a little bit more. We're firing up the powerhouse, firing up the brain as we breathe and as we concentrate, bringing warmth into those muscles, really squeezing that bottom. Now hold this one up here, flex and point, flex and point, flex. Now, little squeezes, 3, 2, 1, and bring it in. Now I want you to think, I'm going to turn to show you. Hands can be beside you. Now I want you to think of lifting the leg up, tapping it, flex and drag it out. So bring it in, lift it up, flex and drag it out. So you're just dragging it up and then taking it out. Point as you reveille up the side in your passe as you drag the heel in. So again, internal rotation, of your hip, working the inner thigh. We're just going to hold here. So in your tree pose, you can have your foot balanced at your calf, or you can lift it up into your inner thigh, okay? If you're like me, a wee bit wobbly, a bit like the trees in the wind, coming off your mat. So if your foot is into the inside of your thigh, you're getting a lovely stretch. Opposite arm, you can lift. Just hold it here, really use your core, draw the navel back towards your spine to balance. If this is too difficult, you can of course hold on to something. My mantelpiece I can't quite reach, go gadget arm. Or you can hold the foot up just to get a nice stretch there into the side. Okay, let's go back into the other side of the body. So, remember, one arm is up, 90 degrees, hand to the hip. We're just going to rotate round and stretch up at the same time. Bring it back. So your hips are twisting round. You're just angling the body as you stretch up, really working into the waist. Breathing out. Excellent. And then when you bring the leg back this time, hold it here. Take the leg behind you. Remember, heel is planted. I'll come again to the side. Heel is planted on the floor. Palms facing in towards each other. Keeping one arm level. Rotating back and in. So as you rotate, nothing is moving in the lower body. From the waist, you're rotating round, rotating the arm. Breathing out. Of course, your oxygen is firing blood and oxygen round the body. Really feel this. Hold it here. Now bring your hands to your waist initially if you want to. Lift the back toes. Now remember, pointing, or you can hold on to your mantelpiece, your door, your chair, or you can lengthen those arms up. We're going to lift and lower. So really working into these glutes. Squeezing the back of the leg, the hamstrings as well. And of course your option is to set that toe down, so always take your modification. Work with your body, how you feel today. Now hold it up, flex and point, flex, point, flex, point. Now flex and squeeze, 2, 3, 4, and bring it in. So, into our little drag and our reveille. So bring your foot into the inside of your calf. Bring it up, flex and drag it out. Bring it up. So you're really just working into the inside of this leg, your ankles. Use your core to stabilize you as you draw the leg up and out. And then when you feel you can bring your foot to your calf. Think of working this knee out, working into the thigh, or up here. Again, remember, coming in to your standing tree pose. Knee is out. Really, really working into the heel to activate, lifting it up, or both arms, or if that's your bad side, you can just stay with this. Okay, so remember, we all just work with how we feel for this moment, this day, not competing with anybody else, not competing with your days before, just working on now, the positivity, the balance. Excellent, well done. Okay, so now I want you to think of taking your leg to the side. So I want you to think we're going to go into a little side squat. Bring those arms up into your 90-degree position. Elbows are out to the side. So bring yourself in, and we're going to lean to the side. Now, same side, as you do, I want you to think of having your back flat, lift your bottom, lift your heels. So as you step back, I'll turn to the side so you can see. In fact, if I go this way, we're stepping, watch my little notebook. As you step to the side, lift the bottom, pushing through. So a flat back, and you're really, really extending forward. You get a great stretch in there. Okay, so stretching, excellent. Really working the inside of that thigh, working into those arms, your biceps, your triceps. Now holding this one out, just really feel a lovely stretch. Both feet, I should have said that, are facing forwards. Lean into it a little bit further, chest is high. Really increase the stretch on the inside of that leg. Now if you feel you can reach to the floor and lengthen that leg up. Sorry, not leg. Lengthen that hand up to the sky. That would be funny if you had your leg up above your shoulder. That would be some strange movement. And if you want to really increase that shoulder stretch, wrap the arm round and just tuck that other arm underneath and looking up, really stretching the shoulder, the inside of this thigh, and bring it back. Okay, same leg. Okay, we're not going to the other side. I want you this time to take it on an extended angle. So we're coming into our wide stance, but it's in a diagonal, okay? And this time with your arms, so come back to center. I want you to think of dragging the arms. So as you take your arms diagonal, lengthen those fingers. And the foot is going to the side this time. So you're extending the position, extending the range of movement, taking it a different direction with the foot, a different direction with the arms. Now hold this one out here and just hinge at those elbows. So bringing the hands in as if you're going to tickle yourself under your armpits. So your elbows are staying high, really working into those triceps whilst stretching the leg in a different direction. Excellent. And release. Well done. So, other side this time. So you're really leaning in. Now remember, chest is high, leaning in. As you bring the leg in, keep those elbows up. Chest is high, bottom is lifted, really keeping a nice flat back. So you're lowering down, looking at me, not at the floor. Brilliant. Holding it here, hands to the knee, still looking at me. Lift the tailbone higher, increase the stretch into the back side, into those legs. And then hand to the floor if you can. Lift it up, rotate the head, looking up to those fingers. Now if you really want to, bring that round to that thigh instead, or you can loop round, grab hands, shake hands with yourself, tell yourself, how do you do? Only person you can touch hands with without a pair of gloves on or some hand sanitizer. Goodness knows we've got to laugh. And unbind. Lovely, well done. So we're coming into the side position. So diagonal, remember, you're going to slightly change the position of the foot. Turning it out and working your knee away. So this is really, really good for a full body stretch into those arms, the waist. Leaves you breathless. A wee bit faster Pilates is what I always like, because it kind of nearly gets the heart going a little bit more. Works you a little tempo. Hold it here. Hinge. You're a puppet on a string. Hinge. Those little fingers are staying in line. You're working in the elbows. Brilliant. And you know, I just took a glance down at my legs and my mat and my little pink chair, and have to say, I didn't plan this, but I do actually coordinate with my room. How great is that? It's the sad things like this that matter when you're going nowhere. Very exciting. I'm actually quite pleased. What a great idea to wear this outfit in this room. Well done, me, hey? Should be I'm so sad. Okay, so let's bring the leg back in. Bring your hands onto your thighs. Just drop the head and bend the knees. Just feel the stretch. And then rounding those shoulders forward. Stick your chest out and take your bum lower. You can just shift from side to side. And then bring your hands out to one side and take your hands one direction and your hips other. Surfer squat. Imagine you're riding on the crest of a wave. So you really feel these calves working, ow, as you take your hips one way and your fingers the other, sticking your bottom out. You really feel, you can imagine you're on your surfboard, maybe you're on your skateboard, breathing out as you shift, and you'll feel not just a lovely stretch into those hips and into those bottoms, but you'll really feel even the shoulder mobility, the ankles, the calves. Excellent. And come up. Okay, our arms are here, so we may as well widen that stance into your plie. Okay, and I want you to think of just switching little mobilization, and as you do, I want you to think of crossing out the arms to the side, to the center, to the up and down, just like a little dance. We're doing an amazing workout, but we're taking one arm down between us, one up, come out, and one down and one up, come out, one down, and just stay here. Now, stay in your little wide plie, and just take your arms up and down. And the arm movements are just going to change as you lengthen. You are taking the focus off the fact that you're in your static hold. Lift the heels and lower. Lift and lower. Lift, lower. Hold it here. Lower the heels. Draw the shoulders round, arching up. Open the chest. Draw the tailbone under and stretch. Walk those little feet in and just come to the end of your mat. So we're just going to soften those knees, okay? And we're just going to bend slightly, or you can keep your legs straight to get a good hamstring stretch. We're going to walk out into our plank position. Now, modification, you can be on your knees, okay? Or you can be down onto your elbows as well. So this is your modification. You can be up, hands are underneath your shoulders, your toes are tucked under. Now I want you to have a nice flat back. So imagine your tray of dinner or drinks is on your back. Take one foot to the side, bring it back in. Other side, so toe taps either side. Now the only thing that's moving is your toe. As I kick my chair, the only thing that's moving is your toe. So your hips, really focus on the stability of the hips, okay? Imagine your hips are stuck in mud, they cannot move, and only the leg is moving. So we've warmed up these inner thighs from our standing series. We're now coming down into our mat sequence. So as you do this, shifting from side to side, remember you can still do this on your knees, take your toe out. Now, I want you to hold this one, keeping up, or take a break if you need to, set your knees down. If you can't stay up this time, we're just going to tap the shoulders. Now really focus, I was moving my hips there, so really focus on keeping your hips still. Now, rotating round, hold into your twist, and other side. Your spine loves to twist, really good. And alternate as you come back down. And one more either side. And release. Drop to the knees. Excellent. Just take your hips back into your child's pose. Well done, everybody. And then coming up onto your 4-point kneeling position, okay? So, again, modification. Arms can be down on the floor. All right, now, I want you to point your toe, and I want you, kicking my table. I want you to point your toe, and I want you to lift, and then bring it down. So like we did standing, but feel the difference. I want you to hold for a couple of breaths at the top. So as you squeeze, your hands are underneath your elbows are soft, the hips are stable, your chest is open, your neck is in line, the crown of the head is facing forwards. Now holding it here, I want you to take the opposite hand, now rotate round. So as you rotate the elbow round to the opposite wrist, the leg is staying lengthened, really challenging your core strength for your balance. Working our obliques as well. Now hold the leg, drop the hand, bring your knee in and take it to the side. So we're in our fire hydrant position, really squeezing the side of the body out. Excellent. Really lifting into the side, the outside of your bottom. Now hold it here and lengthen. In, out. So a straight leg if you can, hinging at the hip, taking it out to the side of the body. Don't worry if it's not lifted very high. Don't worry if it's not level with your hip. Of course you can come down onto this elbow or both elbows if you wish to make it easier. Now hold it here, bring the leg back, and I want you to cross it on the other side and then take it out. So crossover as if you're going to tap your knee on the other side, crossing over. So again, I decided for today's class that I was going to do similar movements on the floor as we did standing, just so we can really see the variation of how your body feels in one and in the other. And take it across, just sit back into that little stretch with the legs crossed. Really feeling it. Uncross the legs and stretch normally. And then come back up and we'll try that the other side. So leg is long, okay? Now you're going to lift and just hold it momentarily. So a lovely long line the whole way down from your hip. Pointed toes. The more that you point your toe, the more you activate all the muscles in the back of that leg. Lifting and lowering, so your breath out, your exhalation is really giving you the oxygen, giving you the power. And then bring the other hand up to the head, keep your legs still and rotate your chest, your opposite elbow round towards the other wrist. And hands back down. Now bring your knee into your fire hydrant position and you're lifting out to the side of the body. And again, remember, I should really take it to this side here so you can see me. As you take it to the side, keep your chest open, keep your shoulders away from your ears, just squeezing into that bottom. Excellent. Now hold it up, extend, bend and bring it in. Lift, or you can stay up here, bend and straighten. So if you want to come down onto that elbow on the other side to support yourself a little bit more, I thought I'll show you this from another position at the side in case you couldn't see me, to see what I was doing. And then take the leg and take it behind. So I'll actually turn all the way around so you can see what's happening here. Lifting the leg, take it as if you're going to set it down, bring it back and kick it out. Take it across. And now that you've seen that, I'll come back so you're not looking at my tail end. and take it to the side as you kick it out. So you're just really stretching the leg round behind. And we'll do one more. Oh, this is really good for your hips. And sit back into your little angle pose. Hips out to the side. You can even take those hands to the other side. And then bring yourself into your little mermaid position, okay? So I want you to think of bringing this leg forward, all right? Now, this is like a little bit of a dance here. So we've got one leg in front of the other leg, okay? And I want you to take your leg to one side like we just did, and your arms. So you're crossing the leg out. If you want, you can set the toe down. Your body, your chest is high. So you're really working the leg to the side, hovering. Breathing out as you sweep the leg to the side. And bring it in. So you can even touch your knee or hug your knee as you bring it in. And relax. Change over, other side. So legs in mermaid first. Just support yourself on the floor. Then bring this back leg forward, okay? Chest is high. This toe is hovering off the floor. Now, your arms are going to go to the opposite side as you take your leg behind you. So as you bring your chest forward, tap your toe, rotate. So you're getting a lovely work into that hip. We just did the little movement there behind the leg in a different direction. And release. Well done. Just bring those legs in front. Just let those hips stretch out. In fact, you can just extend your legs into a V. Flex the feet and just reach forward, keeping your backs of the legs on the floor. If you can reach the inside of both of your feet, chest is high. Just really stretching the inside of those legs. Bring your legs into straight. Bring one leg across the other one. Just really feel the inside of that hip stretch. You can rotate round. And then plant it on the other side and lift it into you, but lift the foot off. Take your body the opposite direction. And don't even think of thinking that we're finishing, because we're not. We're just stretching out a little bit more before we go down into our ab focused. And of course, everything is ab focused, everything is core focused. But just felt that we needed maybe a little bit of stretch. We've done a lot of hip work there. I am always mindful of that with myself, that being my core focus. And then bring the leg over, hug the knee in towards you, and wrap it round, rotate. And then just lengthen those fingers up and draw yourself down, just full spinal stretch. And I'll just shift you back to where I was. Now I want you to think, as you stretch forward, your feet are flexed, lengthen the arms up, and I want you just to round the spine, arching, and come back into your C curve, okay? So bring your arms down, level to your shoulders just for now. Your feet are flexed and on the ground. Now your modification is to keep your knees soft, to keep your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, okay? Unless you want to bend the knees, you keep your legs straight. Now, I want you to think of coming back a little bit lower. So keeping the shoulders away from the ears, keeping the abs tight, and I want you to lift one leg. Now don't lift the feet if you can. Lift one arm up, bring it back, lift the other arm up. So I've nicknamed this hold in your C curve the earthquake, because within a very short space of time you will actually feel your abdominals begin to shake. No, not shaking. Take a little bit further and lift both arms up and hold. Hold. Come up a little bit. Down a little bit. Really feel the bite. And release. Well done. Full body stretch. Just stretch the arms back. Just lying back. Let the whole of those abs just really relax, okay? Just for a second, draw your shoulders into the mat. And then I want you to think of lifting one leg at a time up to vertical. So this is our single leg lift. Option is to have your knee bent or to have your legs on the floor. If you wish, you can put your hands underneath your bottom in a little V, support your back, lift the legs both off the floor, lifting one up, breathing out, and lifting the other one. Or keeping them on the floor, lifting one leg, and then lifting the other. Other option is to bring your hands behind the head, and as you lift and lower one leg, you can lift or you can hover the leg off the floor. I'm just taking the middle ground here, that's my excuse. But you can, of course, keep this leg when it's not lifted off the floor the whole time. Now hold it here with the legs and bring them in and take them straight up. So we're going to reverse that now. Head can be up or head can be on the floor, okay? So we're going to lower the leg and lift it up this time. Lowering and lift it up. Again, knees can be soft if you wish. Lower the leg. Alternating leg drops, sorry. So we've gone from the leg lift, taking the opposite position, working really into those lower abs. So as I say, you can drop the head if you feel any strain at all on your neck. Really breathing out as you drop the legs. And hold it here and just squeeze. Crunching the upper body into really working on the upper abs this time. Crunching the upper body in. Knees can be soft or your legs can be straight. Now hold this up. Reach towards those toes and hold. Now open legs and arms and close. Open legs and arms. Head can stay down. Take your head back. Bend your knees if you want to. Open. So really feel the inside of those legs as you scissor them out. Lovely, folks. Well done. Now this time, flex the heels. Close the hands. Take them out and drag them in. Take them out, drag them in. Now take them lower. Hands back to the head at a diagonal. And then take them back up. So really squeezing the inner thighs as you bring them back up to vertical. Keeping the lower back imprinted on the floor. Ribs are on the floor as well. Take them out. Now hold it at a diagonal and heel beats. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let the feet come together. Let the head come back down to the floor. Oh my goodness, that leaves you so breathless. Whew. So just bring your knees in. Just bring one knee into your chest. Circle your ankle one direction and the other direction. And then change over. Circle your ankle one direction and the other direction. And then we're just going to complete with our shoulder bridge. But because we've done a lot of hip work, I want you to take your feet outside your mat this time. And before we come into a bridge, I just want you to go back to those little pelvic thrusts, those little tilts that we did earlier from standing. So just let your palms shine up towards the ceiling. Just let the crown of the head settle on the back. And I just want you to tilt the pelvis. So your bottom is staying down. You're just really working and warming in this position. Now I want you to think, once you take it back, tuck the tailbone under and just coming up, right up into your bridge position. So just take your hips slightly further down and then push them up. Squeezing really into the back of this body. Squeezing into the backs of the legs as well. Planting the weight through the heels. Now holding this one up, I want you to draw the knees in and out. Knees in. The hips will naturally drop a little bit. Breathing out as you rotate, so your feet are falling in, and this is great for stretching out the hips, but also Working into that back. And on this next one, keep your knees together and just pulse, squeezing that belly button up to the sky. 3, 2, 1, and slowly bring the back down. If you can, just let your feet slide out, keeping the knees connected, really getting a nice work there. And then bring your legs back in. Just bring one leg across the other, let that knee fall away. You can bring the leg into your chest and lengthen up, just to get a nice stretch on the back of the leg. Guys, you're amazing. This has really been tough for me. Once again, I think I'm getting worse. Hopefully you're getting better. I'm always conscious of my heart and lungs puffing and panting. Other direction. Let the knee fall out. And then just bring it into the chest. Let the leg lengthen up. And thank you so much for your faithfulness and for joining me every single week. Now just separate those legs, join your hands up. You can bring your chest up a little bit more. Connecting the feet, just bring them together, let them roll to one side. Bring your hand to the other side and push yourself up into that seated position. And then just bring yourself round onto your hands. Just lift the knees and hold. Hovering the knees, just in your little baby plank, just at the end. Oh, then plant the heels, shift the weight one side and the other, just lengthening the back of the legs. Flatten the soles of the feet, walk your hands back, bend your knees and come up through your roll-up position. Excellent. Circle the shoulders back and we'll just take ourselves back into shifting the weight, opening the chest. Feel it into those ankles, those knees, remobilizing. Bring your hands back to your hips. Just circle your hips one direction like we did at the start, and the other direction. Excellent. Bring one hand up, take it down between the shoulder blades. We did some tricep work there, so let's stretch the back of the arm. And then bring the same arm across the chest, just stretch the shoulder, did some shoulder work too. And change over other side. Fingers down between the shoulder blades, elbow up to the ceiling. And take the arm across the chest. And just bring both arms up, take them down to your thighs, drop the head. Stretch the chest forward and back. Straighten the legs and bend. Straighten. Drop the hands down. Just bring your elbows in towards and just shift from side to side. Really stretching more down into those thighs. Lovely. And then straighten the legs. Lift up. Walk your feet back in. And let's just come back to where we started, rocking forwards, into those heels, into those toes, and then just bring it back a little bit smaller and smaller, and let's just do a ragdoll to complete, lifting up and throw it all away. Bring it up. Hopefully you feel completely stress-free, completely stretched out, completely worked. Circle the wrists all the way around. Just take your head to the one side, down through center, other side. And bring yourself right up and right round the body. You know, I love to give you a big hug at the end of your class, opening those shoulders up as well and telling yourself how amazing you are. Give yourself a massive hug from me. Guys, I really thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you again next week. I really do hope you're keeping well and seeing a little bit more of your friends and families in your gardens. And the weather has been a little bit kinder now. I think that the wind has dropped. So thank you so much for taking time out to join me today. Stay safe, stay strong, and keep keep doing everything your best like you always do. Thank you so much. Bye.